So the difference between a freelance web designer that makes $10,000 a year and $150,000 a year is understanding what your clients want. If you can understand what your clients want, you can easily become a six-figure web designer. However, if you fail to understand the mindset of your clients, you will forever be underpaid. So in this video, I'm going to help you crack that code. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now, before we dive into the meat of this video, I'm really curious to find out where everybody is at. So comment down below, when was the last time that you landed a new client? Whether it was yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, comment that down below. That's going to give us a really good idea of how often you're even finding new clients. Throughout my career as a freelance web designer, I have met some designers that make hundreds of thousands of dollars just designing websites. However, the majority of the web designers that I come in contact with and associate with are grossly underpaid, and most of them have to have another job because they can't support or sustain themselves solely off of their income from web design. Now, the crazier part about this, and the thing that blows me away, is more often than not, those underpaid designers are far more talented than the ones making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, it is very important to be a talented designer, but quite frankly, that's not the biggest indicator always of how much you get paid. And what I've realized over time is, yes, you have to be a good designer, but the biggest indicator of how much you're going to get paid is how well you know your clients and what they want. And if you can deliver on that, those clients are going to pay you more, but they're also going to refer you to more of their friends and other business associates, and you're going to be able to scale your business with no friction. Now, I found this in my own business that it wasn't really a change at all in my design skills, but once I kind of figured out what those clients wanted and what they were truly looking for, within the matter of 2 months, my business grew 3 to 4 times. And once I got to that point, I literally didn't have to advertise or do any cold outreach or anything because my business was growing on its own, because I felt like I had cracked the code of what clients want and what they need in order to pay more money and refer me. And at that point, and ever since then, most of my business has come purely off of referrals from the work that I've already done. So when we're thinking about this, there are really 5 things that you need to understand that your clients want and need in order to crack that code. And the first one of those is they want to feel like their money is being well spent. This is a huge issue when it comes to freelancers and design in particular, because people don't know if it's going to be worth their money to pay money for design. And so there is a huge hurdle here that we have to make. We have to convince them that their money is well spent, and there are a couple ways that we can do this. The first one is we can change the way that we speak and the way that we see our own services. So we need to understand that if people work with us, they're not spending money, they're investing money. So rather than spending $10,000 on a website, I'm going to show them that by investing $10,000 in a website, they are going to get this specific return, whether that's traffic or reputation or exposure or whatever it is. We need to show them that this is an investment that has a return. The next thing that we can do is consistently report on our progress and also on any results that we're seeing. I think oftentimes as designers, we're too afraid to attach a specific result to our work, and so we kind of just leave that open, and it makes people nervous. And so if we can show people progress and results, even if it's in the form of a couple site visitors or a new review or getting feedback from an outside source that says, this website looks incredible, that is progress, and those are results that if you can show those to your client, they're going to feel like their money is well spent. The next thing that your clients want is security, or in other words, they don't want to get screwed. And this is very understandable. I think anytime we go into business with somebody that we don't know, and particularly when we're spending thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars, there's just some natural distrust, and people want to have security. And so the first thing that you're going to need to do, obviously, is craft an agreement that is rock solid. And so this gives them the security, right? This gives them every sort of assurance that worst case scenario, they're going to get their money back, and best case scenario, you're going to knock this thing out of the park, and it's going to be a massive investment and return on their investment. And so throughout this process, we need to create that agreement, and then we need to stick to it and provide them reassurance throughout the entire process, letting them know that work is being done. Clients love to see progress in your work again, and so give them a temporary link and let them follow along with your Figma designs or your Webflow project or whatever it is. But reassure them that they are secure, that their money is not only being protected and kept safe, but it's being spent wisely, and that they are going to get a project at the end of this. The third thing that your clients want and need, and probably my favorite thing to talk about, is clients want to know deep in their heart and in their soul that the project is going to get done, and it's going to get done right. I think too often we think that clients just naturally want to boss us around and tell us what to do and make all the decisions. But most of the time, they only do that because they feel like they've got no choice. And so they want to be able to trust that me as the expert, I know what I'm doing, and they can go do what they do best and let me focus on this project, knowing that I'm going to make all the right decisions for their business, and I'm going to do things in a way that their business is going to benefit the most from it. And so do everything you can to play the role of the expert and let them know that, hey, I'm going to get this project done. I'm going to make these decisions. If there's a decision that we don't necessarily agree on, we can compromise for sure, but I want them to know that if there's something that needs to be done and I know about it, I'm going to tell them that. I'm not going to get pushed around, because too often, especially within the first couple days of a project, if you get pushed around or waver or show any lack of confidence, that client is going to step in and feel like they have to manage that project and be over your shoulder the entire time. And so give them that reassurance. Let them know that the project will get done. It will get done right. It will get done in a timely manner. And by doing this, your clients are going to love working with you. The fourth thing that your clients want is a reasonable price. Now, I know it's easy to think that clients always want to lowball you and that they're all cheap wads, and there are a lot that are like that. However, most of them just want to know that they're getting a reasonable price. And I think you are probably the same as me. When I go anywhere or buy anything, I just want to make sure that I'm not getting taken, right? I want to make sure that I'm getting a good rate. And so you need to assure them that they are getting a good rate, that this is the best rate that you can offer within your availability and providing the expertise that you are. But also, you need to do a better job of building up the value of your service before you drop the price bomb, okay? If you just go right into a website project and say, right off the bat, it's going to be $10,000, they're not going to feel like they're getting a good, reasonable price. However, if I spend 15 minutes getting to know their business and showing them the benefits and all the features of my websites and how it's going to make their business better and make them more money, and then I jump into price and tell them it's $10,000, they're going to justify that price because I've already justified that price. And so we need to make sure that they understand that they are getting a good rate while not dropping our prices too low. And the fifth and final thing that your clients not only want, but they need, is somebody that knows more than just design. Yes, there is a lot to be said for somebody that is exclusively a designer and is so good at their craft. But when it comes down to it, at the very least, you need to understand basic SEO and basic marketing and copywriting. And you need to understand what it takes to successfully migrate a website from one platform to another. And there are so many other aspects of this business that if you don't understand, it's going to put you at a disadvantage. And I promise you that if you go through a website build with a client and then they get to the point where they're ready to launch and you don't know how to help them connect their domain or edit their DNS settings, and you mess up on the migration and they lose traffic, and then you can't give them any recommendations as far as how to drive traffic, that's going to turn them off majorly. And I promise you, they're not going to refer you. However, if you can start adding these different services and expertise to your overall business, your agency, I promise you that these clients are not only going to respect you more, but your overall value of each client is going to go way, way up, and they're going to start referring you. You're going to get seen more. Once I started offering SEO with my web design services, my income skyrocketed. First off, I ended up realizing that SEO was far more profitable than web design. But besides that, I just realized this huge change in my clients and the way that they treated me. And all of a sudden, people started seeing my work and were more interested because I was offering more than just design. And so your clients need that. Even if you're not going to be this full service agency, bring some additional expertise to the table, and that's going to make them feel much better about hiring you and spending higher rates in order to retain your services. And outside of that, you're going to set yourself apart from other designers. So there's literally nothing bad that can happen by learning more and incorporating more of these services into your process. I promise you that by doing this fifth and most important step, your clients are going to love you. So if you can do these 5 things or even improve on a couple of these things in the coming weeks and months, I promise you'll see an increase in your income, you'll see an increase in your referrals, and in the overall satisfaction of your clients. So if you found any value in this video, please be sure to click that like button down below and also consider subscribing if you like this type of content, and we'll catch you in the next video.